in painting the characters, I made sure that I wanted them to be real. So they all do have shimmers of color from real people, because how else do you make something real but to make it real? But they all have enough different shimmers from enough different people that they can't clearly be one person, and they're not. They're very much their own characters. And one of the remarkable things about writing a novel is feeling in a very visceral way. These characters come to life and become their own people and participate in their own creation and transformation through the book. And a lot of the later stages of writing this book, I really felt like I was the journalist again, listening to them rather than driving the action, but listening to them and trying to figure out, you know, what they would do in this situation rather than what I wanted them to do. But in terms of people wanting to play that game of, you know, who is this person really, I also knew that was going to happen, particularly with this book, because this world, this wonderful, vibrant folk music community, which exists in a big way in Cambridge, but you can find folk communities like this all over the world. This world has never really been captured in fiction before. So it's a new experience for them to see people they know from their folk world fictionalized. At the first book club that we did for Revival, people would get into these very animated discussions and arguments with themselves about the characters and the plot. And, oh no, Ferguson's really not like that. He's really more. And then they would stop after 15 or 20 minutes and look at me and say, oh my goodness, we've been ignoring you. And I would think, no, you've been talking about me all the time. But the fact that they thought that they had been ignoring the author by talking about the characters in the book, it's enormously fulfilling for a novelist, because that's what you're after. You want people to own these characters. I wanted them to own these characters for themselves and to argue with me about them. If I've done my job, by the end of that book, that the story, the characters all belong to the reader every bit as much as me.